What will they do for an encore? It is day number 2 of the summer rivalry series, starting with Canada's Under-18 team against the United States Under-18 team. Yesterday's first game here in Calgary, the Americans were late in arriving but still managed to get a game to a shootout. Here are your national anthems. No matter where you are looking on today, whether it's Canada, whether it's the United States, we are delighted to have you here at the Mark and MacPhail Centre in Calgary at Winsport, the home of Hockey Canada. And when these two countries compete against one another in women's hockey, they rarely disappoint. And yesterday was a perfect example. As we get set for Game 2 of the U18 series, both games number 1 of the U18 and now what they're calling the collegiate series, both games required shootouts. So as I said off the top, what will they do for an encore? The U18 group from the United States will be in much better shape preparation-wise. The game was postponed yesterday for 15 minutes after a late arrival. And we are set to go. I'm Peter Loubardius on behalf of our HN Live crew, and we are truly honored to bring you these two countries going at one another in the women's game. As Kaylin Mumm outlets on the left wing side, Captain Molly Jordan. Canada with a huge edge yesterday in shots on goal to the tune of 55-17. But the final was 6-5 in a shootout as the Americans made the most of their opportunities, and an early icing call will take the face-off back into the United States zone, where their goaltender today is 16-year-old Layla Hemp. She's from Andover, Minnesota, played at Minnetonka High School. last season. And Annalise Bergman, who played yesterday, was spectacular with those 50 saves. As Jocelyn Amos finds Eloise Caron, and there's the first touch and a good stop by Hemp in the USA net. Is Canada looking to apply some early pressure with Caron, Peakenhagen, and Captain Jocelyn Amos, who races to the Canadian bench for a change. Peakenhagen to Caron, another chance, and Hemp with 2 dynamite stops. As the youngest player in this series, Annabella Finale, just 15 years of age, born in the year 2007, will ice the puck. So Canada again in the early going, as was the case yesterday, with a strong start. As Reese Logan comes out to center this group with U18 world champion Alexia Aubin and another member of that Canadian team, Jordan Baxter, on the right wing side. And it's Baxter with a puck to Piper Grober. Grober was superb at the World Championships and at the camp leading up to this series. She wears number 6 and playing on a pairing with Kira Hurry. Aubin to the line, runs into Gabby Kim, who's from Los Angeles, California. Ellie Kleppinger led the way offensively for the U.S. yesterday with 3 assists in the game. Grober closes the gap at center, and Peyton Compton with some room to operate to Josie St. Martin. Her shot goes wide of starting Canadian goaltender today, Ariane LeBlanc. She did not see action in the game yesterday. Kim carries in, she'll leave it for St. Martin, and she'll slide it behind the net. As the U.S. looking to create their first sustained pressure of this game 2 of the 3-game set. It will conclude with games again on Saturday. Emma Venucio, she scored yesterday. She's the youngest Canadian. She won't turn 16 until the 21st of September. A weak shot. LeBlanc kicked at it and made sure the puck ended up behind the net. Lot of nerves when you're playing for your country for the first time ever against the United States. And the same could be said true. Klein moves in, and LeBlanc, top of the crease, makes the save. And that gives me an opportunity to introduce 17-year-old Ariane LeBlanc. She is from Terrebonne, Quebec. 15-1-1 was her record this season at Stansted College Prep. She was 0-1 in the U18 Canadian camp with a goals against average of 5.70. Mackenzie Alexander to Alex Law. But her time and space taken away as Ava Murphy to the line, just onside. Pice lets it go. And Hemp makes another save as Canada with an early 5-2 advantage. Now the Americans have dominated over the years this summer series, which goes back and forth between Lake Placid and here in Calgary. And if you have ever had an opportunity to go to Lake Placid, it's a Jamis Pice set up by herself, but she shot it wide on the short side. Emily, another member of the Canadian team that won World Under-18 gold in June in Madison, Wisconsin. Murphy into the slot. Pice didn't see it coming. And the U.S. come away with it as Grace Sedura wants to backhand it in deep, and that's exactly what she will do. Serdashny outlets for Pice. She runs into Samantha Tabor, but Alex Law carries on, and she's defended beautifully by Kleppinger. LeBlanc will take no chances and hang on for a stoppage as we've played just past 4 minutes of game number 2 of this U18 series. Eloise Caron on your screen. making this team coming out of a fine camp. Eloise is from St. Hyacinthe, Quebec. Peakenhagen digging after it. Scannell in deep along with Tabor. They were a good line yesterday along with the youngster, Annabella Finelli, and I think she's going to be a star for the United States. Played hockey in Pittsburgh. As Kira Hurry carries it in. And Hurry, number 28, a very noticeable performer for Team Canada in their camp. Games amongst the Canadians and Finland. 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points for Kira Hurry, the 5'9" defender from London who played last season with the London Devilettes. Off the draw, it's Hemp taking care of it. She's sporting the Minnetonka High School pads. And that high school is well represented in the Minneapolis area in this series. Baxter in a tussle in the corner with Camden Davis is Cassie Hall nearly stripped of the puck. Reese Logan, Pickering let it go, and Hemp had a lane to see it and made a good stop. Venucio for Baxter. And Hemp calmly and coolly turned that aside as she's been impressive in the U.S. net early. Venucio, when she gets a chance, watch number 47 from Canada shoot the puck. She can flat out hit it. Caron steals. Eloise heading to the front of the net, centered it in front, and had Peakenhagen on the back door, and they just failed to make the connection. More Canadian pressure as Murphy's shot goes wide. Serdashny does well to hold it in for Ava Murphy. Turns away from Compton. Finds Serdashny. She walks in, and again, Hemp. Calm, cool, collected, and steered it aside. Murphy, that's tipped off the outside of the net. Peakenhagen cleared, not out. Serdashny lets it go. The best shift of the game for the Canadians, but they can't turn on the red light. Amos off the bench. Caron. Again for Serdashny, whose sister Danielle was a big part of Canada's win in the collegiate game last night. We'll see her later in a game that starts at 7:30. Caitlin Kramer, one of the Canadian marksmen yesterday. Kramer wheels back to the line. She can shoot it and does. And again, with the answer is 16-year-old Layla Hemp. So the United States received 50 saves from Annalise Bergman, who is the backup, and Hemp gets a very nice tap on the shoulder from Bergman, and for good reason. She's been busy. She's already faced 11 shots in this opening period. Hemp at the USA camp played in 4 games, a .313 goals against average and a .925 save percentage. And Bergman, who she's chatting with, is the other goaltender. Bergman already committed to go to the University of Cornell to start next season. At the Canadian bench, head coach Courtney Burchard-Kessel, a 3-time member of Canada's national women's team, as far as world championships are concerned, would have to be happy with the way her team has performed early. With one exception, their good work hasn't resulted in a goal. Kaylin Mumm chopped away from her. Finley McCarthy back defensively to help out and has the puck. McCarthy Off the boards wanted Thomas, but Grober again in good position. Morgan Jackson. Hemp leaves it for Mumm, paired on this occasion with a captain, Molly Jordan. One of a number of U.S. players in the game that fell in the heartbreaking loss to Canada in the gold medal game in Wisconsin. And they knocked off Canada 7-0 in the round robin. But Canada played its best game when it mattered most, jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and then held on for a 3-2 gold medal victory. Gabby Kim to her partner Kleppinger. You could make an argument. They're part of the top four of this group. Venucio as it poked away from her by Sidura. Lalonde back to her own line. Turns with it. Misses Sidura. And Jamie Spring will backhand it in deep. Pice in on the forecheck. Sidura goes back deep to try to break things out for Kim. Sidura. She hits the line facing three Canadians. And Baxter back to collect it and make an outlet that finds Pice. Camden Davis tried to hold it in at the line for the United States, but is unable to. Davis is from Wisconsin. She is a product of the Chicago Mission program. She had a goal, 2 assists, and 3 points in the Team USA camp prior to coming here to Calgary. That camp was staged last week in Buffalo. Ava Murphy, tight turn to get away from the forechecker. Klein tries to send it down the boards, but instead the puck made its way out of play nearly 9 minutes into the opening period, where the majority of the activity has been in the United States end, which was the trend yesterday. Davis off the skate of Scannell. She had a terrific world championship for her country in June. Finale runs into Murphy with a big hit. Murphy lost her stick. Her partner Serdashny runs into traffic, and now Peakenhagen tries to keep Annabella Finale off of it. And she scoops it to the Canadian line. As we continue to look for our first goal in Game 2 of this 3-game series. It's been going on for many years, and the U.S. has had the advantage in the overall record. This Canadian crew, with a number of underage players, looking to turn the tide here in Calgary. And of course, the big event is not this one. It will happen January the 8th. It will be the 2023 World Under-18 Championship. These players would love to be a part of that, and it will be staged in the country of Sweden. The Americans with a lot of 16 and under players on their roster. Jordan, not one of them. Neither is Cassie Hall. Grober will race back, and it makes it just far enough for icing. Very impressed with Piper Grober at the camp as Courtney Burchard. Kessel will make changes. Grober's from Toronto, part of the Durham West Lightning last season in the Ontario League. Had a terrific camp. Sent ahead by Compton, and she'll head off in a change as Venucio back with Avery Pickering as her partner. St. Martin will fire it in. And Pickering back to collect it and reverses neatly for Venucio. Very Ontario-led Team Canada. Peiss carries in on left wing. Emily to the line and Alex Law. Rink wide, Pickering has room. Finds Alexander, centered it in front, it's still loose. And the Americans able to clear it out of harm's way. That's what Thomas did just in the nick of time. Here comes DiGirolamo, and she had not quite made it to center before clearing it in deep. Lucia DiGirolamo is from Massachusetts, part of the Selects Hockey Academy in that state. She's 17 years of age. Face-off win. Thomas banks it off the boards, and Abby Lunny, who notched the shootout winner yesterday evening when the game came to a close, out there. And Lunny carries it in on the offside. Abby Lunny's from Newmarket, Ontario, played for Central York in the Ontario U22 League last year. Mentioned she had the shootout winner, a 7-player shootout before it came to an end. Had a good camp for Canada. 3 goals and an assist. Her best game was a 2-goal, 1-assist performance against Team Finland, as they made their way over to Canada in preparation for the upcoming World Championships and other events. So as is the standard in international hockey, and you see it at most levels, TV timeouts after the 14-minute mark, 10-minute mark, and 6-minute mark is the case. In the NHL, they last 2+ minutes. Not the case here. Little time to regroup as Murphy pokes it for Sardashny, and she'll send a tough one hopper at the goalie, who made another great save. Rebound, they score! Canada strikes first, and we just talked about it. Abby Lunny, as what looked to be a routine dump-in, ended up in trouble for the United States. And Abby Lunny finds the back of the net. So she has another goal to add to the shootout winner, and Canada strikes first. Alexander clears in, and speedy Alex Law, another Canadian world champion, chases in after it. Sardashny, wrist shot, and Hemp got a piece of that. That was a tougher save than it looked. Alexander with Law and Peiss for Canada. Emily Peiss, Sardashny, and Ava Murphy. Hemp got a piece of that too. As the Canadians try to build off that game-opening goal, and Finale almost sprung free on a breakaway, but the puck rolled off her stick. Dangerous but quality outlet from Murphy. And flipped in by Alexander, and the Canadians look to make changes. Just past the 12-minute mark of an excellent first period. Jordan to Tabor, one touch, not out. Kept in by Alexia Aubin. Reese Logan overskates it. And Cassie, or if you will, Cassandra Hall, carries away. She's got good speed. Hall twisting and turning. Back to the line, and Klein. Rose lets it go. Steered away by LeBlanc. Just her 4th save of this opening period. St. Martin jumps on a loose puck. Back to Klein. Lots of traffic. Compton to the front of the net and chopped away by Grober, and her draw weight will be excellent. Always fun when these two great rivals get together. Amos steals. Jocelyn, that's a good wrister. And an equally good stop with a blocker for Layla Hemp. Venucio trying to get around Compton. Finds Peakenhagen, the 16-year-old. With Caron and Amos. Venucio dishes off Pickering. They play catch. Venucio sends it down deep. And Hall at the end of the long shift trying to clear it, can't. Amos tried to drag it to her backhand, and Klein stayed with her, and the Americans clear it. Good speed. So the puck comes out to center, and now Canada right back after it. Morgan Jackson's pass gobbled up, and here comes Gabby Kim. And again, an attempted clear deep goes out of play by Lucia Di Girolamo. Canada on an Abby Lunny goal lead Team USA 1-0 as the Americans gather, as the Canadians do, under the guidance of Katie LaChapelle. Canada with a 16-4 edge in shots on goal, and these teams will meet at 4 o'clock to close out this 3-game series here on Saturday afternoon. Ron, if I can get you to go back to the American bench. Katie LaChapelle, been a long-time coach. She's 45 years of age. Spent a lot of time in collegiate programs as an assistant. The last few years, she's been the head coach of the College of Holy Cross and a 4-time assistant coach, that's her in the glasses, of Canada, or make that the USA's U18 team. Now she's in charge. Finley McCarthy. Di Girolamo races in, and Lunny, the goal getter, as far as the line, but Kim keeps it alive at the right point. Jamie Spring into the corner for Venucio and finds Lunny. Rink wide on the stick of Jackson, but good step up defensively for Rose Dwyer. Dishes off for Thomas, and her wrist shot handled by LeBlanc. A lot of pressure on these youngsters. Nothing quite like wearing your country's colors. Means so much, and when you have a chance to do it for the first time, as all the Canadian goalies are at this level, Annalise Bergman is the veteran for the Americans. She played at the World Championships in June. All the other goalies for both countries, this is something new and something big. Jordan offers skate. Kleppinger shovels it down low. Law wants to clear it. She's unable to. Chance brewing for the United States as it's tipped by Sedura just wide. Tough to tell if LeBlanc got a piece. Not tough to tell that Jordan brought it in on the offside. It just came out as Grace Sedura went to the net and tipped the Finley McCarthy shot. Grace is from Minnetonka, Minnesota. 25 goals, 56 points in 31 games in her high school season. Grober to Aubin, watched closely by Klein. Supported by Tabor. Klein is there. Samantha Tabor looks to center it in front. Wrist shot. LeBlanc got a piece of that. That's her best stop of this opening period. Klein, Kleppinger will make that Kalen Mumm. Best pressure for the United States as they look to draw even. Mumm. Finale with Scannell, and Kira Hurry stick handles out of harm's way with some help, and too much help, because Canada is going to find itself short-handed as Jordan Baxter takes a look at the referee, and she is on her way to the penalty box. And the U.S., a team that went 0 for 3 on the power play yesterday, will have the first advantage of this game. And they send out the likes of Cassie Hall, Compton, St. Martin, Kleppinger, and Jordan. The captain, Jordan, almost stolen by Kramer. Kramer scored a big shorthanded goal during camp, and she scored and had an assist in yesterday's win, and cleared the length of the ice. Law applying pressure, forces an errant pass, and Venucio will take her time, and she'll slip it out to the neutral zone. Kleppinger waits, finds St. Martin. And Venucio another chance to maybe clear it deep, a little bit farther down the ice, probably not exactly what she was looking for. Jordan, she had a goal in the World Championships. Ahead for Hall, off her stick, and the speedy Lunny chips it down the ice and races in after it. 48 to go in the U.S. power play. A 1-0 Canada lead on a goal by Abby Lunny. Her first officially of the series, despite the shootout winner last night. Caron watching Gabby Kim closely. Good pass ahead to DiGirolamo for Thomas. Ava Thomas working against Maya Serdashny, who defends her well. Pinned against the boards, DiGirolamo kicking at it. Against Caron, who was able to hold it long enough for a stoppage. And both teams make changes in the late stages of the first period with 9 seconds to go in the American power play. Davis. Her wrist shot goes wide on the short side. Teed up Lalonde, let it go from the right flank. And Lalonde stopped by LeBlanc. Alexandra Lalonde is from Irvine, California. 32 goals, 71 points in 60 games at Shattuck St. Mary's Prep last season. So while Shattuck St. Mary's at times can be known for how many young men that they turn into great players, don't forget about the women. And this U.S. team is an example. Pice turned aside by Hemp, who has not been quite as busy the last 5 or 6 minutes. Grober and Lalonde right in front of us. Alexander is there. And Alexander chops it in and heads off. So Canada kills off the U.S. power play. Grober steals it smartly, finds Amos in front, wanted Kramer. And a good stick in front of the net by Rose Dwyer. A Rose and a Rosie for the United States. Dwyer, who has it now, and Klein is Rosie number 9. A 2-on-1 developing. Finelli, and it's broken up by Murphy in front. Amos back in the other direction. Watching the stars of tomorrow here in Calgary. You'll see many of these young women in upcoming World Championships and Olympic Games. And the buzzer goes to bring an end to the first period. Canada, on an Abby Lunny goal, have a 1-0 lead as they try to win for the second straight time. Layla Hemp, a star for the U.S. in the opening period. She stopped 16 of 17. At least 2 more periods left in this one. At Winsport in Calgary, you're watching Canada's U18s take on the U.S. U18 national team on hockeycanada.ca and USA Hockey's websites. Canada with a 1-0 lead as we are set, or very shortly set, for the start of the second period of Game 2 of this Women's U18 Summer Series. Canada and their arch rival, the United States. Abby Lunny, the shootout hero one evening ago, has the lone goal of the game. Ariane LeBlanc is waiting for Layla Hemp to gather up her water bottle and make her way to the other end. And she was a busy young woman in period number 1, dealing with 17 Canadian shots. Ariane LeBlanc stopping the 9 that she had to deal with. There was one power play, and it belonged to the United States. Period number 2 is underway. DiGirolamo shoots it in and gives chase. Serdachny with Murphy. LeBlanc trying to clear it out, and then she's forced to stop. Finley McCarthy from close range. It was a near miscue, almost proved costly for Team Canada. And that pass misses, and Pice knocked to the ice in a bit of a collision with Lucia DiGirolamo. And a face-off upcoming back in the Canadian zone. Captain Maggie Scannell had an excellent World Championship in June. 2 goals and an assist. And I'm sure she'll be donning the red, white, and blue in Sweden. Alexander in front. Great stop by Hemp as it deflected off the defender, and she reached back with her right foot and pad. Terrific stop by Hemp is now Venucio. Collides with Tabor as they go into the end boards. So good action at both ends early in the period, but it remains 1-0. Avery Pickering from St. Adolphe, Manitoba, played last season at Balmoral High, or Balmoral Hall. That's an academy in Winnipeg. Peakenhagen offers skate. Venucio blocked in front by Kleppinger. Venucio, Pickering, Amos. That goes off a pad of Hemp into the corner. As Lalonde trying to clear it. Peakenhagen keeps it alive, rolling puck. Look through the seam, but it goes off the stick of Lalonde and out to center. And now a pass attempt from Venucio off a stick and into the Team Canada bench. Kira Hurry, 5'9", defender, and never afraid to get involved on the offensive side. Kira had 9 goals, 23 points in 27 games last season with the London Devilettes, which might be one of my favorite names in women's hockey. Early in period 2 of game 2. The collegiate matchup used to be, well, it's really the 2 development teams, used to be the U22s. The Americans didn't like the hit on Finale. She gets up and stays with it, centered, but intercepted by Jackson. In behind Stonehouse, Grober carries on, Piper Grober, Kira Hurry. And Josie St. Martin is pulled down, and there will be a Team Canada penalty as a result. So for the second time in the game, the United States headed to a power play as Morgan Jackson, the product of Courtenay, British Columbia, who was the top goal getter in the BC U18 Elite League last season for Vancouver Island, takes a seat. Jordan, DiGirolamo, she'll shoot it through the screen of Murphy, and Ariane LeBlanc had to be alert to make that save off DiGirolamo. And she, talking about DiGirolamo, on her way to Princeton for the 24-25 season. Off her stick in front of the net, and here's Jocelyn Amos, the Canadian captain. What an honor that must be, wearing your country's sweater with a C on it. McCarthy. DiGirolamo, she'll tee it up, but hammers it well wide of the target. The U.S. on a power play trying to draw even. Jordan, great pass in front, and it was tipped just wide by Thomas as Serdachny clears it down the ice. Rose Dwyer, good skating defenseman. Off of Avar, and the Canadians with another clear as Hemp makes the pass. Gabby Kim, an outlet for Sedura. She'll slide it in. This could have been icing. It's not. Avar turning in front, and a good stop off Sedura by Ariane LeBlanc, who has looked very sharp and in control today. The pride of Terrebonne, Quebec. And she, in 2024-25, is headed to Clarkson University. Scannell. Amos there. On the ice with Lunny, who has the lone goal. Grober and Curry. Scannell. There's quite a battle between her and Hurry, and Grober tips it behind the net for Jocelyn Amos. Out of the reach of Morgan Jackson, and now it's Gabby Kim. Nice pivot in her own zone, but turned it over. Amos let it go, and Hemp with a key save to keep the Americans within a goal. Is Amos, she's from Strathroy, Ontario, another London Devilette in the U22 League last season, where she scored 18 times in 29 games. Had one goal at camp and did not participate in a couple of the games when White faced Red in the collection, trying to earn a spot for this team. And again, Hemp forced to be sharp. So the U.S. goaltending has been terrific in the first two games. And this is the younger of the two, 16-year-old Layla Hemp from Andover, Minnesota. Ava Murphy, tipped by Lunny, but wide. Cassie Hall. Nice reverse. Jordan up the boards for Finelli. And Alexia Aubin will clear it in. She had a goal and an assist in the gold medal victory in Wisconsin in June over the United States. Well, what do you know? Another good hockey game between these two rivals. Would you expect anything different? Regardless of whether it's the national team, the U18s, development teams, never seems to disappoint. Venucio, good lead pass for Jackson, one-on-one with Kim. Kim stops her, backhand by Jackson, and there will be a United States penalty. For the first time in the game is Los Angeles product Gabby Kim, played at Shattuck St. Mary's for the U16s last season, on her way to the penalty box. And Canada will operate with a power play for the first time. In the 6-5 shootout victory yesterday for the Canadians, they were 0 for 4 with the player advantage. Camden Davis. Rosie Klein to an open corner. Murphy helping anchor the power play with Grober on defense. Canada goes with a 3-2 forward defense alignment as Amos had it teed up, but she shot it wide, and it caroms all the way out to the neutral zone. Piper Grober. Mackenzie Alexander back to Grober, backhanded through the crease and just missed Amos. Murphy, Amos, she'll shoot it. Another good stop by Hemp. And a clear courtesy of Lindsay Avar. Grober to Aubin, she pulls it through her feet. Back to Grober, to Kira Hurry, good quick wrist shot. Baxter to Hurry. Jordan to Venucio. Aubin working the right flank. Down low towards Peakenhagen. Hurry pinches in. Has Aubin in front, and the goaltender Hemp helps herself. She read it beautifully and deflected it down the ice. 25 to go in the Canadian power play. Abby Lunny as the lone goal. Aubin, cross ice, Venucio. She lets it go, and Hemp with yet another save, her 24th of the game. Is Courtney Burchard Kessel, who won a gold medal at the World Championships for Canada in 2012 in Burlington, Vermont. Changes her forwards. There's going to be a breakaway. Samantha Tabor by herself. Stopped by LeBlanc. Tabor didn't get all of it. LeBlanc did. Amos off the heel of the stick of Kramer as the U.S. with a short-handed breakaway, but Tabor couldn't pull the trigger. And LeBlanc with her best save of the day. See if the U.S. gains some momentum from a fine penalty kill. Hope you're enjoying it, no matter what country or where you're looking in. We're delighted to have you. Alex Law chopped away from her and out to center as Tabor collides with Pice. Law with some room. Good shot blocked by Molly Jordan. And here's Cassie Hall one-handing it in with Pice back defensively. Helped out by Jamie Spring. Stonehouse leaves it for Law. She'll carry in. Lets it go as she was going in the other direction and looked for the near side. Kim. Good outlet. Rink wide for Hall. She's dangerous. Turns back. Plays it into the slot area. Pice is hooked down by Josie St. Martin, and there'll be another U.S. penalty. As St. Martin is going to get the gate. And you never like penalties taken in the offensive zone. So the United States 0 for 2 on the power play, and Canada will have its second opportunity. as both coaching staffs take the time out to draw up a plan offensively and defensively. Canadian assistant coaches Stephanie Magoo and former Canadian Olympic gold medalist Tara Watchorn, who played in 3 world championships and was a valuable member of Canada's Olympic gold medal winning team in Sochi in 2014. 10:44, as you see on your screen, left in a 1-0 Canada lead. Game 2 of this 3-game set here in Calgary, and I'm sure next summer the locale will switch back to somewhere in the United States. It's generally in the past been in Lake Placid. I highly recommend it. I've only been a couple of times. A lot of history dating back to arguably the Americans' biggest ever win in the sport in 1980 in that building. Just a beautiful place to be in the summer. As the Americans with an important clear to start their penalty kill. Grober to Jordan Baxter, star at Delta Hockey Academy last season in the Canadian Sports School Hockey League, where she scored nearly 30 times. Kim Kleppinger. Peakenhagen able to keep it into the right point. Takes a feed from Grober, who will now look to set things up. Murphy. Baxter. Murphy in tight quarters. Alexia Aubin down low. Grober moves from her defensive spot to Murphy. Looks to cut to the middle. Grober ran into Kleppinger, and Di Girolamo checks the Canadian off the puck and clears it the length of the ice. So in this 2-game set, which will feature a 3rd game Saturday afternoon, we have yet to witness a power play goal, and makes sense. Teams haven't spent a lot of time together. Kramer has a goal in this series. Venucio, hard wrister, rebound, jumped over the stick of Jocelyn Amos. Venucio, Amos working off the left flank, ran into Rosie Klein, just unable to get it out. Good battle. Avar can't send it out. Amos protects it well. Hurry rips it with authority over top of the net. She got all of it. And the penalty to Josie St. Martin has expired. So the Americans with another kill. Both teams now 0 for 2 with power play opportunities. St. Martin, nice move at center, creating a 2-on-1 with Tabor. Tabor robbed by LeBlanc. Oh, she made a dynamite save again off Tabor. That's her best of the game. I think even better than the breakaway stop earlier off the same player. Ariane LeBlanc having a day in her Team Canada debut. Stolen Pice in behind Lunny, who is the only marks person in the goal. Backhander, Lunny a couple of chances looking for her second. Stopped by Hemp. Lunny all alone in front is Alex Law, and she is foiled by Layla Hemp. Stop number 27 for the 16-year-old from Andover, Minnesota. And again, the teams have an opportunity to talk about things. 28-15, the shots on goal in favor of Canada. But only Abby Lunny has scored. Great chance for Alex Law. She's from Markham, Ontario. Part of the Durham West Lightning that ended up winning the TELUS Cup in nearby Okotoks, Alberta. This spring, she was not available for it because she was getting ready to play for Canada at the U18 World Championships. And Alex Law in the middle of your screen, back and wearing a letter for this summer series. Excellent goaltending at both ends of the arena as Ariane LeBlanc has come up large for Canada with two big saves in particular, both off Samantha Tabor. One on a breakaway, shorthanded, the other on a 2-on-1. Pice. Emily behind the net. Finds Serdachny. Maya. Blocked in front. Pice spins. Guess who? Hemp again. Over the years, in a lot of big games, Olympics, World Under-18s, rivalry series, you name it, Canada has certainly done well in a lot of cases because of their great goaltending in part. Well, the Americans' goaltending in this U18 series has been excellent. Law, good outlet, Lunny, and now Pice. She's been a fine player today. Leaves it for Jamie Spring. Spring to Pice. And chipped out by Scannell out to center. Spring. Nice little move around Jordan. She'll let it go. Jamie Spring with a nice opportunity. Law. Her centering pass. And Hemp alert, and she didn't like Eloise Caron, who went in search of a loose puck and gave her a little bit of a shot. No penalty. Both teams have found themselves shorthanded twice. In another good one here at Winsport in Calgary. These games a big stepping stone towards the 2023 World Under-18 Championships, slated to begin January 8th in Sweden. Kim, pressured by Amos. Peakenhagen. Stripped. Thomas trying to clear. Now Kleppinger, the outlet for McCarthy. Finley McCarthy lets it go. In the shooting lane is Hurry. And then Kleppinger followed up. And LeBlanc stopped that. And more time to chat. Timeouts at after the 14-minute mark, 10-minute mark, and 6-minute mark, in case you're wondering. Finley McCarthy, number 25. And I believe her father just gave a few fist pumps right beside me. Nice to see you, sir. From Whitefish, Montana. Played for the Selects Hockey Academy this past season in Connecticut. And she had a fine World Championships, had 2 goals and 2 assists for her country in Wisconsin. Big, strong center is Finley McCarthy. She's been a noticeable player today. So LeBlanc returns to the net. Later this evening, game 2 of the development or collegiate series, as they're calling it now. Canada and the USA, and there are some great players participating in that event, including for the United States, a couple that have already been part of the U.S. Women's Olympic team program. as in Abby Murphy. Here's a chance for Law, and great defensive play getting back was Kleppinger, who was their offensive leader yesterday with 3 assists. Goes off her stick as she runs into Pice. Pice has been everywhere for Canada in the game. Ices the puck, the London product. Had 1 goal at the World Championships in June. It came in a 7-0 triumph over Slovakia. And she will be a much bigger part of the 2023 Canadian team. Alexander in a race with Rosie Klein, who wins the race. And Peyton Compton is going to send Sedura to the net. Pickering upends her. And the U.S. bench looking for an infraction, none coming. And then Venucio with a solid hit on Peyton Compton. Pickering off the skate of Baxter. Looks like Hemp will tap it for Klein. Aubin is there in the way of that clearing attempt. Alexi Aubin spinning. Finds Serdachny. Now Ava Murphy through the seam. Compton read it well. Good stick by the U.S. number 22. Davis and Lunny in a collision. Helping out on the boards is Murphy. And Avar comes away with it, and she'll flip it out into the neutral zone. Under 5 minutes to go in a 1-0 Canada lead. Game 2 of 3 of this series, the summer series. Day, night, summer, spring, fall, doesn't matter. When these two countries play, always worth tuning in, especially in the women's game. Finale. Too many players? Too many players is going to be the call. And I think it's going to be a penalty against Team USA. As they were trying to make a change. It's always dangerous to make changes when the puck ends up right in front of your bench. So Camden Davis is going to come over and serve it. Canada back to the power play. They're 0 for 2. Amos down low. Kramer stopped by Hemp. Caitlin Kramer cuts to the middle. Her shot. Hall in the road. Venucio blockered into the corner by Hemp. Amos, very intelligent player, the Canadian captain. Backhander, and Hemp with another beauty. And she's lost her stick, but gets it back from a teammate. Rob Jocelyn Amos. It's in her crease, but she hasn't picked it up yet. Hurry fans on it. The U.S. looking for a clear. None coming yet. Venucio. Down low into the slot. Amos. Backhander. Now Hemp has her stick as Kramer just missed. Canadians coming close on the power play to add to their 1-0 advantage. Aubin with Peakenhagen headed to the net. That shot well wide of the target. Aubin drops it in the corner for Grober. Piper Grober turning away from Kaylin Mumm. Inner skates. And St. Martin finds an opening and sends it all 200 feet. Murphy away from the youngster Finale. Ava Murphy. For Grober. Wrist shot just missed. Peakenhagen. trying to center it. Oban, penalty to the Americans has expired. So another kill for Team USA. Peakenhagen tries to jam it, but ran into a defender. Here's Murphy through a screen. She saw it opening, but it went wide. Now a race at the other end. This looks like Camden Davis, and LeBlanc stopped her. Big save again by LeBlanc. Great goaltending at both ends here in Game 2 of the Summer Series in Calgary. Good speed. Tabor, she's had a couple of dynamite second period chances. Serdachny to Lunny. Pickering a chance to move it ahead. Canada hits the line 3-on-2. Law weaves in behind the net, runs into Klein. Scannell with a pull down, and Maggie, the American, number 24, is going to the penalty box. So Canada about to experience power play chance number 4. And Maggie shaking her head in the penalty box for Team USA. Last 30 seconds of the period. Canada's best looking power play was their last. Wrist shot blocked in front and cleared by DiGirolamo. LeBlanc fanned on it. McCarthy off her stick. If she takes it clean, might be in the back of the net. Hurry. And Alexander, as the buzzer goes, what do you know? Canada and the United States in women's hockey in a 1-goal game. That's not breaking news. That's what you come to expect. 2 periods of Game 2 in the books. Canada won. The United States looking for their first goal. Glad to have you with us, whether you're watching in the United States or at hockeycanada.ca. teams back on the ice and ready for the start of the third period in Game 2 of the Canada U18 Summer Series against the national team in the same age group from the United States. Abby Lunny has the only goal. It occurred in the first period. Canada will start the third period on the power play, their fourth, with Maggie Scannell in the penalty box for the United States. Kramer Amos, Alexander Venucio, and Kira Hurry, the Canadian power play. McCarthy, DiGirolamo, Kaylin Mumm, and Molly Jordan. Unless I am seeing things, there are two American players with C's on their jersey, both Scannell and Molly Jordan. So I guess they're co-captains? Either that, no, Molly Jordan has a C, and so does Maggie Scannell. Jordan, Venucio keeps it in on the Canadian power play. Jocelyn Amos, Mrs. Mackenzie Alexander, and Kira Hurry pinches down. Kramer pulls it to the front. She scores! Caitlin Kramer on the power play. Her second of this summer series. And Canada connects to take a 2-0 lead. Caitlin Kramer, the 16-year-old from Kitchener, who had 2 goals during Canada's evaluation camp, has her second goal of the summer series. And Canada connects for the first time on 4 tries with the extra player. 31 seconds in. Pice. As the Canadians on the next shift looking to add to their lead. Ava Murphy, Pice, Peakenhagen. Charlotte Peakenhagen to Murphy. One touch, stick lifted. Law, centering pass for Maya Serdachny. We'll see her older sister, Danielle, in the development team contest that starts here at 7:30. And like yesterday's U18 game, it required a shootout. And a Bella finale. Cassie Hall. And there's that tough ice at one end. It stopped Hall, but then gave her an opportunity right back. Seen that ice be sticky in that spot for the last 10 days. In the end, the Canadians are defending. Tabor for Scannell, who was in the penalty box when Canada scored their early third period goal. Pice runs into Davis. Canada changing. Here's Tabor. Drops it off. Scannell is shot. Turned aside by Ariane LeBlanc. Her 18th save of the game. Kira Hurry. Down the ice it goes, and this will be icing. Aubin tried to leg it out against Davis, and they have a little exchange of unpleasantries, which is another thing that is not uncommon when these two countries play one another. But been a fairly tame game in that neighborhood so far today. Canada 1 for 4 on the power play. The U.S. 0 for 2. Another stop by LeBlanc. This one off of Alexandra Lalonde. Backhander, another stop. Off Scannell by LeBlanc, who is answering the performance of Hemp at the other end. Big save off of one of the 2 American captains. Scannell with it now, forced out by Jordan Baxter. Scannell to Lalonde. She comes in on right wing. Lalonde will run into Baxter. Morgan Jackson will send it in behind Aubin. Will this make it? It'll make it. So after the Canadian goal by Caitlin Kramer on the power play, the U.S. has had a couple of excellent chances, but unable to beat Ariane LeBlanc. Rose Dwyer gloved as LeBlanc with Avar and Grace Sidura right there takes no chances. Grace has been around it again today from Minnetonka, Minnesota, and Minnetonka High, where she found the net 25 times in her high school season. Compton for Avar. Out there with Sidura, and an outlet to Jackson for Mackenzie Alexander. Good step up by Gabby Kim in the middle. Avar knocked down by the Canadian goal getter in the period, Caitlin Kramer. Jackson moving up on the rush, turned aside. Stonehouse, Abby Stonehouse. She's locked up by Kim. Avar is there, Jackson helping out. Referee wants Team White to move it, and they do. Compton chips it by Avery Pickering and out to center. Canada with a 2-0 lead and a 36-22 edge in shots as Venucio lets a good shot go, and another. Hemp stopped 2, and then a defender got in the way of stop number 3. McCarthy in transition. Finley McCarthy, a one-handed backhander, as she is dumped to the ice by Emma Venucio. Murphy, Venucio, and out it goes to center, where Ellie Kleppinger intercepts. Amos. And McCarthy turns back in her own zone. The United States looking for some offense, trailing by a pair, and trailing the series 1-0. Murphy with Law going to the front. Alex Law! And Hemp read it like a book. As the 16-year-old makes another quality save in the United States net. Both goalies have been excellent today. Lunny and Kramer, the Canadian goal getters. Kaylin Mumm runs into Mackenzie Alexander, swept behind the net. Now there'll be a Canadian penalty to Law, 200 feet literally from her net. And the Americans are about to go back to the power play as Murphy races back to touch it. And we are not in must-score territory for the United States, but nearing that area in the game with 14:47 to go. Nonetheless, this is an important power play for the United States. They'll send out the youngster 15-year-old Annabella Finale, Cassie Hall, Camden Davis, Kaylin Mumm, and Josie St. Martin. St. Martin had a goal in yesterday's 6-5 Canadian shootout win. Kramer, short-handed. Working diligently against St. Martin and Mumm, and here comes Cassie Hall. Carries in, and just offside as St. Martin takes a look over her shoulder. None too happy. The product of Stillwater, Minnesota, and Stillwater High School, Josie St. Martin. She had 2 goals for the United States in their silver medal winning performance in Wisconsin at the World Championships in June. One of those goals came against Canada. Tabor's pass intercepted by Lunny. She finds an opening and makes no mistake. Hemp into the corner. Kleppinger leads the power play rush. Ellie Kleppinger leaves it for Maggie Scannell. Nice saucer pass. Jordan, slap shot. Hit a body in front and just went wide. Good chance for the USA to cut it to a goal. Lalonde shovels it to the boards. Scannell stripped and cleared. Lunny the strip. Pice sends it the distance. 45 remaining in the United States power play in a 2-0 Team Canada lead. They'll close out this 3-game summer series here in this building in Calgary Saturday afternoon at 4, and we'll have it for you again right here on the 2 respective countries' websites. And we here at HN Live excited to bring you all the action. Been our pleasure. Quite a collision, 2 of them in fact. Caron's lost her stick. Wrist shot from Tabor, and Serdachny, the Canadian defender, in the shooting lane, as the penalty to Alex Law has expired. So the United States now 0 for 3 with the player advantage. Kramer off the bench with a puck, has Law with her, very close but blown down on the offside. So the teams will gather. First of 3 timeouts in the period, and Caitlin Kramer's goal early in the third as Canada in front 2-0. And Kramer's had an excellent summer series, now with 2 goals and an assist. From Kitchener, Ontario, and 16 years of age, one of 8 16-year-olds or players born in 2006 on this Canadian team. And the U.S. with no shortage of 16s in their roster, and 15-year-old Annabella Finelli from Webster, New York, who's the youngest player here. She was born in 2007. You will see a lot of these players for their respective countries in January, when the next World Under-18 Championship, is the hockey calendar, hopefully gets back to its regular time frame. And this age group missed out on a world championship. There was one staged in 2020, not in 2021 because of the pandemic. Hall bursts in, and a shot blocked by Kira Hurry. Grober, nice outlet, finds Jordan Baxter. She'll cut to the middle. She scores! Jordan Baxter, and Canada takes a 3-0 lead. Baxter's first goal of the summer series gives Canada a 3-0 advantage. She had 27 of those goals. The new Westminster, BC product at Delta Hockey Academy this past season, and had a goal and an assist for Canada in the June World Championship. Had an assist in yesterday's Canadian triumph. And that is a large goal in this game. Got to the middle and beat Layla Kemp, and that's not been easy to do today. As the 40th Canadian shot finds the back. There's a nifty play as Ava Murphy banks it off the back of the net to herself. Amos. Eloise Caron, there's a shifty move. Spring off the bench, Venucio. Stopped by Hemp, and Caron unable to keep it in. Canada with 55 shots through regulation and a 5-minute overtime yesterday in the shootout win. They have 41 more today. Law with Alexander. Mackenzie Alexander to Jamie Spring. Moves laterally. She can shoot it, and did. Off a body wide. basically been used as the 7th Canadian defender spring. It's a good group back there. Alexander. Spring able to keep it alive for Alexander. And now Emily Peiss. Knocked away from her by Lalonde. Rosie Klein shovels it. Didn't get all of it. Venucio and Klein, they bump and finally steered out as Canada almost caught with too many. Peiss, Law, into the slot for the onrushing Grober. Goes off a skate behind the net. Piper Grober, bodied by Kaylin Mum. Body contact, legal. Body checking, not. Kramer, a shot on target and sent out of the zone by Camden Davis. Hurry to Grober. They've been a solid duo. Kramer. Good defending as Kramer stopped up by Kaylin Mum. Reese Logan. Ava Murphy just kept it onside. Murphy moving down low. The offensive defender. Hurry. Murphy, one touch. Nice toe drag and a stop by Hemp off Morgan Jackson, who made a quality move, and now a hit. And a penalty as Kramer drilled, and she'll need some attention. Is DiGirolamo on her way to the penalty box. And the referees chatting amongst one another to decide whether it's 2 or more. And you hope Caitlin is okay. Or is that Caitlin Kramer? Hard to tell from our vantage point here. No, I see a number 11, I believe, thanks to the great work of Ron Radke. So that is not Kramer that is down. As a hush comes over the building. You never want to see this, ever. Well, this occurs with 9:23 to go in the third and a 3-0 Canadian lead. Molly Jordan. It looks like Alexia or Alex Law out for Canada to chat. Always tough to be in this chair. You don't want to panic anyone who might be watching at home. You know that the right medical attention being administered. And just hope for that Canadian player that she's going to be all right. Starting to see some movement, which is a great sign. She's on her knees now. Is Reese Logan, number 10. And they're going to take her straight off, and she'll get the best medical attention. And hopefully Reese is going to be all right. It's a great sign that at least she was able to get off the ice, and it's going to be the end of the game for Lucia Di Girolamo. And a 5-minute Canadian power play with a 3-0 advantage. Murphy. Ava Murphy to quarterback the power play along with Piper Jordan. Baxter on the left flank has it now. She has scored the most recent Canadian goal. Jordan keeps it alive at the line for Piper Grober. Grober, the Ontario defender, to Murphy. Yet another one. Peakenhagen as Murphy knocks Jordan down. Peakenhagen off the boards. Big shot by Grober. An excellent left pad save by Hemp. She's had many today. Murphy. Grober. Her shot on target. Peakenhagen's stick tied up. And McCarthy able to clear it the length of the ice. As the U.S. makes changes, now they steal. Short-handed, it's Josie St. Martin from a sharp angle, and she let it go with authority and missed on the short side. So St. Martin that close to her second of the summer series. Hall makes no mistake on the clear, and Venucio back to collect it for Canada. Caitlin Kramer and Jordan Baxter have the Team Canada goals in the third. Alexander for the on-rushing Kira Hurry, 2-on-1 shorthanded. Martin and Hall, if they can make it work. And Venucio made sure they couldn't. She made a great diving block. Good play by Emma Venucio. And Kira Hurry a little impatient. Blown down correctly on the offside. Down to 3:04 to go in the major penalty. And just hope that Reese Logan is going to be all right. So thankful to see her make her way off the ice. Alex Law scoots to it. For Caron with Pice. Emily Pice. Serdachny, spring through the seam to Caron, and now it's read well by Finale. But Serdachny back defensively. The Americans have made some good things happen while being short. Pice carries in behind the net. It's the 5th Canadian power play. They're 1 out of 4. And Finale will scamper to center. Good strength. Lets it go, and she just missed. Just missed, the youngster from Webster, New York, who's just 15. A 2007, the youngest player on either side in this summer set. She's going to be a good one. Law carries in, waiting for reinforcements. And again, the U.S. doing a good job while short. Alexio Ban to Jordan Baxter. Hemp steers it to the boards. Grober. Piper reaches, holds it in. Piper Grober. Baxter turning away from Peyton Compton. Runs into Dwyer. Murphy through a screen looking for a tip on the short side off the stick of Oban. Good work by Avar. Lindsay stayed with it and cleared it. Under a minute to go in the 5-minute major. And credit the United States. They've done an excellent job killing it off to this point. Scannell in deep. Short-handed. She's had a couple of chances in the third, but LeBlanc has had the answers for Canada. Stopped all 24 that she's had to deal with. Gabby Kim. To Kaylin Mum. To center, in it goes. Venucio first to it. Scannell back, an outlet, and the Canadians unable to get much going, and I would guess some of that would have to do with a 3-0 advantage and some worry about their fellow teammate. So the major comes to a conclusion. DiGirolamo stayed in the game, and she will come out onto the ice, and the U.S. back at full strength, needing a flurry with 4:21 remaining. Canada leads the game 3-0, and the series 1-0. So in essence, would win the series if they can hang on today. And now they'll be short themselves, as McCarthy upended by Venucio. And this time it will be the U.S. going to the power play for the 4th time in the game. And I mentioned earlier in the period it was must score. Well, that might have been jumping the gun at 2-0 a little early with 14:47 to go. It's not jumping the gun now. They must score here. Still to come, the two countries' development teams in action, 7:30. 4-3 in a shootout for Canada over the U.S. in a beauty last night. There's the head coach, Katie LaChapelle, born in Lewiston, Maine. Trying to draw up a plan that'll work. Actually, that's one of the assistants drawing the plan. There's Katie in the glasses in the middle. Flanked by Katie Norton and Lindsay Berman. And it was Norton. He's been a head coach the last couple of years at Dartmouth University, who played collegiately at Princeton, drawing up the plan. 4:08 to go and a 3-0 lead and a U.S. power play. And a U.S. face-off win by McCarthy. DiGirolamo looking to center, intercepted by Amos, and able to send it out and carry on. The Canadian captain, not on the scoreboard, but she has been a tower of strength today in all situations. Ava Thomas leaves it for Jordan. Back to Thomas in the corner. Stripped by Grober, off of Alex Law and into the United States zone. McCarthy gathering speed. She'll one-hand it. A very strong individual. Murphy into the corner. Finds the stick of Jordan. Weak shot off of Serdachny, and no trouble for LeBlanc as Serdachny, the Edmonton product, finds an opening. Her dad, Steve, a longtime skills and development coach with the Edmonton Oilers, and has obviously done great work with his two daughters, who are both participating on two different Canadian teams here in Calgary. And the American net is empty. Layla Kemp is gone to the bench late in this power play, so they work 6-on-4. Scannell blocked by Lunny, who got in the shooting lane. Canada's number 51, Abby Lunny from Newmarket, who scored the opening goal today in the first period. She's going to get a few taps on the back for sure, and does at the Canadian bench. So the U.S. trying to get on the board with a power play that's winding down and a net that is vacant. Mumm can't hold it in. Kalen Mumm. Another Minnesotan. Murphy off the dasher. Amos awaits, protects it. Fine outlet to Serdachny. Penalty to Canada is over. The net remains empty. Under 2 to go in game 2. St. Martin, she can blast it. Did over top of the net. Only one thing really left to decide in this one. Pice. Chopped away from her. Pice on her stick. Keeps it in. Shoots it wide of the empty net. Spring now. The Americans doing a nice job of guarding that empty net. And the puck comes out of the zone. Stick left by Spring. And here's Pice again. She doesn't miss this time. Emily Pice adds another. And Canada will win game 2. And no shootout required this afternoon. Emily Pice, London, Ontario's own, into the empty net. Her first of the summer series, and Canada with another impressive performance. That was their 47th shot on the U.S. net. 55 yesterday through 65 minutes, 47 today. Thomas's shot, misfires. Lunny for Peakenhagen, who will look to track it down. And a late call. Not exactly quite sure what that was. Have to be honest. But the fact that she's having a chat with goaltender Layla Hemp, and I wonder if she played the puck outside of the trapezoid. Although that did happen earlier in the game, in the second period, and there was no call. That's all that I can think of. So it's a U.S. penalty. As it's going wide, but Hemp made the save. Canada's development team versus the U.S. development team. On the way at 7:30, we'll have all the action for you, again, on both these websites and YouTube channels. What a day for Ariane LeBlanc. Her first effort against the United States is a 25 save shutout for the pride of Terrebonne, Quebec. And Canada beats the rivals for a second straight day. Yesterday it required a shootout, today a 4-0 victory, as the two teams will shake hands and close out this 3-game summer series on Saturday afternoon at 4. For Chris Colwell and Ron Radke and our fine HN Live crew, I'm Peter Lubardi. So long for now. We'll chat again in Game 2 of the Development Series starting around 7:30. Bye for now from Winsport in Calgary.